All right, what's going on? What's going on? Another day, you know, another day. You know what I'm saying? Just relaxing. Being thankful, you know what I'm saying? My energy, restoring my energy, just, the comfort bubble is it's a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? Getting your thoughts together, uh, getting more insight, you know what I mean? Getting you a break from the 9 to 5 slave matrix. You know what I mean? Mandatory, you got to pay your bills, you know, if you want to stay afloat. You know what I'm saying? If, you know what I mean, you don't want to be in a compromised facility or a place where people tell you what to do and stuff like that, and you just enjoy a little bit of freedom. You got to do that matrix 9 to 5, you know, unless you have a creative mind or you have connections and things like that, you know what I mean? Where you're in a more favorable position where you don't have to more so slave a 9 to 5. You got other ways to make income to stay afloat, and blessings to you. You know what I mean? If you obtain that, things like that. But I haven't obtained that yet. So I'm continue to do my 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Continue to handle my responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the main thing. Handle the responsibilities. You know, and just being thankful. I don't know what that sound is. Y'all hear that? I don't know what that sound is. I don't know. People just be doing any old thing, you know. You know what I'm saying? Minding their own business. But now, family, it just I want to just briefly go over real quick. A gemstone, I would think, is a gemstone. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, the positivity factor. You know what I mean? You got to have the discernment, like the proper positivity factor. I mean, you respect, if a person being positive, you know, respect it. You know what I'm saying? But in this dark system that we are in, majority of people they're positive for like an ulterior motive. They're positive for something they can benefit off of. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like the people that are just genuinely positive. That's their essence. That's their nature. They're just genuinely positive. You know what I'm saying? You can put them around any group of people and they're the positive person of that, you know what I mean, of that group. They're like the peacemaker of, you know what I mean, wherever. You know what I'm saying? You know, society has like programmed people, you know what I mean, be nice, you know what I mean, and, you know, you can get what you want. Be nice and things can flow smoothly, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people have built that nice characteristic trait of just being nice, you know what I mean? Like professionalism. It's just been kind of, it's integrated in society, professionalism, you know what I'm saying? And people just think, well, shoot, as long as I'm nice, you know what I mean? Everything's good, you know what I'm saying? But just being nice doesn't mean everything's good. You know what I'm saying? Gotta understand the difference between being nice and good. You know what I mean? Because good ain't always nice, and nice ain't always good. And that's a thing, like a lot of gullible and naive people, they can get tricked, fooled, manipulated when they see the outward appearance of people are people being nice. Oh, this person seems nice. Oh, you know, is nice. You know what I'm saying? And they get fooled. You know what I mean? New level, new devil. Like when we was in the you know, the basics of things, like you'll see nice people and they usually be like good people. And then you'll see people that just, nasty, aggressive, you know what I'm saying? They, boom. But then the nasty, aggressive people, they end up, they're somewhat good people. And then you find out that the nice people, you know what I'm saying, in the shadows, they're like dark, narcissistic, twisted people. You get what I'm saying? It's just people's been good at putting up like masks and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you have to break through that layer, break through that barrier. You know what I mean? You can't automatically know where a person's position is and standing, you know what I'm saying, where they at with their life. You know what I'm saying? Just because one person may be a little aggressive, then one person may be, you know what I'm saying, nice. And then you like, oh, okay. You try to play God and be like, oh, okay, this person's the good person. And it turns out that the other person's the good person. You might have, like, example, you might have a nice person and a kind of aggressive person at work. But the aggressive person completes all his tasks, helps out with the work above and beyond, does things that you don't know, you know what I'm saying? And then the nice person, lazy, just nice, you know what I'm saying? But lazy don't make it harder for other people. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like kind of an example. You know what I mean? Nice is not always good, and good is not always nice. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, like, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a nice person, or do you, want to be a good person, positive person? You know what I'm saying? Now, a person that matures with being good, part of the qualities, biblically, is being kind to others, respecting others, being kind to others, you know what I'm saying, patient with others, you know what I'm saying, forgiving of others and things like that. But in a phase of maturity, you know what I'm saying, sometimes people need correction, sometimes people need rebuke, sometimes people, you know what I'm saying, it's a way that you go about things, you know what I'm saying? It's not always you become a doormat and just let people treat you any type of way and you just be nice. You know what I'm saying? That's the animated version that some people got lured into, and they think just by letting people take advantage of them to being nice that will grant them, you know what I'm saying, they'll give them the keys to heaven. You know what I'm saying? That'll give them, you know what I'm saying, they'll be blessed by God by when people take advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? Nah, they just making their situation harder. They don't have to be in them type of situations. You know what I'm saying? Where people walk all over them and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, the thing about it is you have to get to a certain level where if you're a good person, being nice is part of the process. But being nice is not the only thing you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? So just be holding your end of the bargain, getting a close relationship with God. You know what I mean? Or Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And stand established like that. You know what I mean? For those who believe in the Bible, but for people who, don't believe in the Bible and stuff like that, you still want to be a good person. You know what I mean? Especially in this program, you being targeted. You already have a mixed diagnosis of being labeled, you know what I'm saying, as a bad person or whatever they want to label you as. You know what I'm saying? They can label you all type of things to get you where, you blackballed from society and stuff like that, where people don't trust you or people don't want to get close to you or people just look at you like a walking curse, a walking bad omen. You know what I'm saying? A dead man walking, basically. That's how the program wants to have you. And, to survive in this program, you don't want to be a negative, miserable, bitter person. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to be this ultimately nice person where you let these people take it because you're trying to prove to them that you're a good person. you let these abusers take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? You have to have like a discernment. You know what I mean? You're not going to identify people's hidden motives right away. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just have to take a chance with your intuition or the feelings that you feel towards certain people, and you may feel like, okay, this person may feel genuine, okay, this person may not feel genuine, and that's based off experiences. You know what I'm saying? Experience is like the greatest teacher. You know what I mean? So, like, in your past experience, you've opened the door to certain people and they made your life not easy, unfavorable. You know what I'm saying? Certain people may stole from you. You know what I mean? Certain people may said that they want to do something like, you know, hang out or something, or they want to give you something and they don't do it. They don't give you nothing. It's a repetitive pattern. You know what I'm saying? Or they don't hold their end of whatever they say. It's like they rarely never do. Or the people that are always asking you for stuff and they never give you anything. You know what I'm saying? Then when you ask them for something, they got this sob story. They struggling, all this and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't struggling too. You know, that's the discernment. You know what I mean? You got to be around a person that's kind of like balanced. You know what I'm saying? That can take but can give too as well. You know what I'm saying? That wants to help you as well. Because you got people that real life energy vampires out here. And when they identify that, oh, you're a nice person. Oh, you know what I mean? Boom. They'll take advantage of that every time. You know what I mean? So it's not the thing about being a nice person. It's the thing about you want to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? You want to let your qualities and your light shine. Your good characteristics and things like that. Like, okay, he finishes his assignments, his tasks. He doesn't bother people. You know, he's respectful to people. You know what I'm saying? He's not asking much from people, taking advantage of people, all this type of stuff. You know what I mean? He doesn't mind of getting it on his own. You know what I'm saying? And if he's in a bad situation, you know, you'll ask and stuff like that. But you got certain people, when they're in any type of situation, they gonna ask just to have. You know, certain people just, even if they don't even need it, they just to have the possession of certain things. People are just like that. You know what I mean? So it's just the thing. It's genuine people out there. You know, it's good people out there. You know what I'm saying? And maybe because of the trauma, what they've been, you may not quickly identify these as like good people or stuff like that. And then you find out this person is a really good person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the intuition can be tricky. You can be fooled because a lot of the nasty, dark people may be the ones that appear very genuine, very nice, and they turn out being the demons. You know, they turn out being very demonic. You know what I'm saying? Very nasty. That nice nasty, very, very nasty. You know what I'm saying? They just got this tricky way of how they move. And then you may have this person, you know what I'm saying, blunt person that's quick to tell you about yourself, quick to, you know what I'm saying, that doesn't really appear super nice, but they just real type people, real genuine type people, will give you the shirt off their back type people. You know what I'm saying? They just been through some things. People have experienced things and been hurt, and a lot of people don't want to repeatedly be hurt. You know what I'm saying? We live in a society where a lot of people just don't want to be hurt. You know what I mean? People just have this void, this missing space, this darkness, this void, this missing space, this emptiness, you know, that they're trying to find to fill that emptiness, to fill that space, to fill that darkness. So people just, you know, look for things externally to fill that void with what's in them. You know what I'm saying? And because I believe in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? You know, you'll get that void through Christ. You know what I'm saying? You'll get that void through Christ. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ that died for our sins You know what I'm saying? That rose on the third day, was resurrected. You know what I mean? That ascended to heaven. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So like for people that believe in the Bible, you know what I mean, God is the ultimate way. You have God in you to fill that void and things like that, because all the other things of this world is meaningless when it's without God. You know what I mean? You're trying to chase women. You're trying to have a certain type of title or status in this world. Keeping up with the Jones, with materialistic gains. You want to look nice, clothes. You want to have the perfect body. What is it? Because soon the body is going to age and deteriorate. The money, the materialistic gains is you know what I mean? It's not going to amount to anything. Soon you have to get rid of that. Somebody else is going to own it, and they're going to, forget about you. You know what I'm saying? People going to forget about you. You get what I mean? Like, there's probably been famous athletes that a lot of people don't even really remember no more. Famous people that have done a lot of things that a lot of people probably don't even really, remember no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like people just living just to basically be forgotten. You know what I mean? Just living just to be forgotten. Chasing emptiness, chasing void, chasing things that really don't matter. Like, you just understand the only thing that matters is God, Christ, that died for our sins. That's really the only thing that matters. You know what I'm saying? And then filling ourselves with that and finding the joy in the certain possessions and gains and bonds that we have with humanity, bonds that we have with people. You know what I mean? God is the only thing that matters. Cherishing the moment and the bonds that you have with people. You know what I'm saying? With the right, genuine people, growing with them people. That's the stuff that matters. You know what I'm saying? Raising your family. Raising, if you have children, raising your children, seeing them grow, seeing them become productive and good people. You know what I'm saying? Seeing them grow out their lives, and you investing in your children, you investing in your family, you investing in certain things and certain people. You know what I'm saying? And just shedding your wisdom and hoping and watching people navigate. You know what I'm saying? Through this thing, that's a great happiness of mine that I like having, or joy that I like having is seeing, you know what I mean, people maneuver and make it through this thing, especially, you know what I'm saying, if a piece of my jewels and jewelry and of wisdom, you know what I mean, they grab the little piece of the gemstone, they grab the little piece of it, you know what I'm saying, learn from it, and it helped them maneuver through all these traps and setups and things to, put them in a dark situation, to, you know what I'm saying, to prevent them from being the better version of themselves. You know what I mean? So it's like a thing we have to, understand, like, what really matters in this world. And, when you say you of God and stuff like that, or you say you positive and you say, you know what I mean, you vibrating high and things like that, that doesn't just mean because you're nice. You just allow people to, you give away things, you just allow, you know what I mean, a yes man, or you know what I mean, just that's not what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Because that could be a thing of darkness too, of being too nice, letting people take advantage of you, being drained of all your resources, all your energy. You can't even focus because you're steady trying to help people that ain't helping you elevate. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's what God purposed for some of us to be, is just doormats and pushovers, and where people can just, take advantage of us. You know what I mean? God just wants us to show the reflection, the image of Christ, of Jesus Christ. We're, supposed to be a reflection of Jesus Christ. So people be like, wow, you know what I mean? You're not like the world. People can see like, dang, you're not like the world. Like, you know what I mean? They want to follow that. They want to follow. It's like a breath. You want to be a breath of fresh air to people. You know what I mean? When people hear about Christ and hear about Christians, it shouldn't leave a bitter taste. It shouldn't put in their mind, oh, these are just fake, religious, nice people. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I mean? That, you know what I'm saying? They do what they want to do. But then when they're in a bad situation, they want to scream Jesus Christ and things like that and just be nice, nasty type people. We don't want to be associated with that. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to leave a bitter taste in people's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like our example should be like, oh, this person's a pretty good person. You know what I'm saying? This person is a genuine person. You know what I'm saying? Like they can see the light of God. They can see that you're not like the rest of people that put up fronts out here for ulterior motive. They see that you don't have ulterior motive. You know what I mean? You genuinely want to have a bond. You genuinely want to have a relationship with God. You genuinely just want to help the humanity. You know what I'm saying? As all into totality. You know what I mean? You're not about the darkness. You're not about the dark psychology. You're not about trying to lead people to destruction. You're not about conflict. You're not about anger. You're not about hatred. You're not about, none of them things. It's like you don't even want to cause bloodshed on a person unless you really have to defend yourself, unless you're in a situation where it's just like, you know what I mean, a life-threatening situation for, the safety of your family. You're not thinking about causing bloodshed on other people, not even on no sport type thing. None of that. That's not what you're thinking about. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like you just want to have positivity, be a good person, but you don't want to be overly nice. You know what I'm saying? Because being a good person ain't always nice. And being a nice person ain't always good. Keep that in mind. That's a gemstone. When you see people of the world, just because people smiling, just because people just have this kind of like angel-like quality about themselves, and then once you kind of get to know the person, it's time, you'll start to see a darkness, something rotten about that. You know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of people get fooled. They get lured in. It's a tactic. It's the manipulation. It's a form of witchcraft. You get what I'm saying? It's the trickery of it. To lure people in. You know what I'm saying? It's like with Snow White with the shiny apple. The witch tricked Snow White with the shiny apple. The same thing in the Garden of Eden. The fruit of the tree of knowledge and manipulation. The shininess. Everything that glitters ain't gold. Everybody that appears to be nice ain't good people. You know what I'm saying? That's the trickery of it. That's the, you know what I mean? The lure, the bait. So people need to watch out for the baits. They need to watch out for the traps. You know what I'm saying? Never rush yourself into someone's circle. Even if you go into a religious organization, even if you know what I'm saying, at a work, or, you know what I'm saying, you meeting new people. I'm not saying, you know what I mean, don't give people a chance. But I'm saying is really watch people's actions. I've learned through this targeting to watch people's actions. I don't just listen to words. As you can see, people can put good words together. You know what I'm saying? People can put real good words together and end up being really dark people. Have you seen like a lot of, not to bash none of the churches and stuff like that, because I'm not here to be giving Christianity a bad name. I look at myself as a Christian. You get what I'm saying? But as far as like the mainstream churches, the mega churches, you know what I'm saying? The people in there have been very charismatic type people, very nice charismatic type people, finding ways to manipulate and to get people's money, to get people to be involved, to get people to do all these different type of things. You know what I'm saying? People working at church like a 9 to 5 and ain't really getting anything. You know what I'm saying? Ain't really making nothing. You know what I mean? And in their heart of hearts, they think they going to heaven. And the whole time they don't know it's a shepherd in there that's putting on sheep's clothing that's really a wolf. You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying? That's taking advantage of people. You know what I mean? So you got to watch out. People have this form of manipulation, and just because they have title or status or they went to some type of theology school, theology, that's what a lot of the ministers, you know what I'm saying? And this world, for the mainstream Christianity or, you know, mainstream religion, for you to get some type of acceptance, for people to really look at you, or like if you're in the shepherd's rank, you have to have some type of theology degree, some type of, you know what I'm saying, paperwork. You know what I mean? You know, I don't agree with that, because anybody can go in there and pass and be approved for them degrees, and they can be dark people appearing to be nice. And then that's how you got these church scandals and getting exposed and things like that. And people sitting there like, hey, I ain't gonna lay hands on you till you donate this much, until the church donate this. Well, God ain't finna bless you. I ain't finna lay my hands on you. Like, who are you? Because, you know what I mean? Like, wow, the entitlement, you know what I mean? You know, so it's just like, yeah, some people are in a really dark place, and they've been so used to just manipulating and tricking people and being nice that, you know what I'm saying, they look at you, they need you to fall in line like the rest of the sheep out there and get manipulated. You know, this program, they'll get mad at you when you are awakened to the BS, when you finally see things for what it really is. You know what I mean? The things that you thought was glitter, the things that you thought was righteous, the things that you thought, you know what I mean? You see that's not what it really is. It's a front. It's a business. You see it. You know what I mean? Like Wizard of Oz, the projection that you thought you seen of the face. You know what I mean? And then you found out it was this dude in the back pushing the buttons. You see the truth. You know what I'm saying? You see the butt naked truth. You know what I mean? And it's a scary thing sometimes. It can be scary. That's why it's like, you know what I mean? Some people may say ignorance is bliss. You know what I mean? Not knowing everything. You know what I mean? But also the Bible says my people perish for the lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So ignorance may be bliss, but for the lack of knowledge, you could be destroyed. So it's just like, yeah, knowing all these things, you know what I mean? You can see that the world is a dark place. You know, you get a certain level of your targeting. The people that you thought was nice, the old ladies, the old senior citizens, the people that you just thought was nice, the old Caucasian people, a lot of Caucasian people that you just thought like, man, these people are really, really nice. The Asians, some people like you may see certain people, certain foreigners like, dang, these people are really, really nice. And then really they're dark people. You know, it's just that mask, that projection. But when you reach a certain level of your target, you can see with all this knowledge that we obtain, we can see how dark and rotten this world is. You know what I'm saying? And that can make it a scary place. You know what I mean? Not scary like you're just in fear of your life, but it's just like, dang, who do you open up to? You know what I'm saying? And then that's where your intuition, your discernment, you know, wisdom, your forgiving heart, you know what I mean? Because just like you grew, you wasn't always grown with this wisdom. You wasn't always grown. You was a teenager at one point in time. You was immature at one point in time. You may still be immature. You know what I'm saying? But in a lot of ways, you may be mature. You get what I mean? So people, you can't just expect everybody to be on your same maturity level as well. You get what I'm saying? You can kind of get a discernment to see like who are like, you could tell like, okay, this person, you could tell a person's a good person. They may be a little immature, but it's like, boom, this person's a good person. They just need a little guidance. You get what I'm saying? And it's a certain dosage or a certain way that you approach people through experiences and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? You don't just close the door because a person may be immature, but they got a good heart. And then you might have somebody that might be matured, but they might be bitter. You get what I'm saying? They've matured, but they bitter. So they not spiritually mature. They may physically mature, grown, and you know what I'm saying? To have the etiquette, the professionalism, you know what I'm saying? The word play, you know what I mean? But spiritually they not mature. You know what I'm saying? It's just levels upon levels of this thing. It's layers and layers and layers of this thing. You know what I'm saying? And we trying to fill up that void. You know what I mean? Pierce right through all the layers, get right through the void, get right through the inner core, get right through the essence of where we can find God, where we can and pull that out of us, and we can be in the image of Christ, image, and people can see that image. You know what I'm saying? And it's we're all pieces of the puzzle, and once we bond with people of genuineness and likeness, and like glue, we start, the picture of Christ is starting to be shown, because we're just little puzzle pieces. You put all the puzzle pieces, you'll see the face of God. You'll see the image of God. And that's just what God is using us for, is to be the puzzle pieces for the righteous, for the good people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? For us to come God's people, to come together, these puzzle pieces, you know what I'm saying, to make this beautiful picture of God, the face of God. You get what I'm saying? And it's not as easy as we thought it was, as we traditionally animated Disney cartoon thought it was, happily ever after. That's not reality. You know what I'm saying? Just because you choose to want to live for Jesus Christ, just because you choose to want to pick up the Bible, just because you choose to believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you get what I'm saying? Things ain't just going to be revealed to you just like that. You know what I mean? It's not just going to be revealed to you. It's not just like the Holy Spirit just going to whoosh, pop up on you and you just going to be revealed everything and you're going to, no. As you see, there's people that been in the church, read the Bible. They got all type of Bible movies. They fast, they pray, they do all these spiritual type of activities, and they still end up being manipulated by some pastor. You know what I'm saying? That's a wolf. They wasn't able to see that the pastor, you know what I mean? They wasn't able to see the truth of what it is, and then finally get exposed. And this church is some type of sex trafficking ring, and the pastor, you know what I mean? People ain't perfect. You get what I mean? But when you are a shepherd, when you are in a certain position, especially of a spiritual matter, you know what I'm saying? When you're in a certain position, there's entitlements and obligations. Like there's zero tolerance. It's zero tolerance. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like a certain rank of a, you know what I mean? A soldier. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that people expect out of you. You can't do what the lower rank soldiers can do. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't go out to bars and stuff. You can't, it's a certain thing. So it's like, you can't do that. You get what I mean? So it's like the same way, like, pastors, it's like, boom, people are, people ain't perfect. Well, that is true, but a certain thing that you just know you not supposed to be doing when you accept a certain title like that. You know what it means to have the title of a pastor? That is a title worthy of a crown. You know what I'm saying? That is a title worthy of a crown for you to be, be given, you know what I'm saying, to oversee God's people, the sheep, and be a shepherd. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, wow, like people have to understand the level of discernment, intuition, because people don't understand the difference between nice and good. And this is just the gemstone. My bad for people who not religious, but I just brought that analogy just to kind of open your eyes a little bit, open your mind. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody appears shiny, nice, they glow, they got that shiny glow. It's that counterfeit glow. You get what I'm saying? The characteristic, got that sparkle in their eye. They're charismatic. You know, they know how to say some things to make you laugh. Like you gravitate toward this person. You feel me? But they a whole manipulation, witchcraft, you know what I'm saying? Boom, they're a whole predator out here. And then before you know it, you've been got. Somehow, some way, some type of form of fashion. Some people so smooth with getting people don't even know they got. They got to get got a couple times. It got to take years and years before they realize, dang, I've been getting got this whole time. And that goes with the family factor. That even goes with, hold on, family, 1 second. That even goes with the family factor. You know what I'm saying? Because of the love. See, that's one thing, when you have a bond with people that in your past that you grew up with, you know what I'm saying? Even if they turn to be bitter people, nasty people, it's because the bond that y'all shared for so long, you tend to overlook the things you wouldn't overlook from strangers. There's this is family and stuff like that. But the family, you know, you got family members that have a predatory type mindset that's just trying to get over on you every single time. You know what I'm saying? Ain't trying to give you nothing, just trying to get over on you, get over on you, get over on you. You get what I'm saying? People can get got for years, got, just getting got, and then they finally realize, you know what I'm saying? Because you being nice, that's not good. Being a good person, you know what I'm saying? As knowing, you know what I mean? As being able to respect everybody, being able to know to love certain people from a distance, being able to give people chances. When you can peep that certain people immature, but they have good hearts, you give people chances. You know what I'm saying? But you don't allow people to constantly take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? When you see red flags, you already know to have a distance. You know what I mean? You have your experiences, your walks of life. Everybody has different walks of life, but certain experience is supposed to be your teacher to tell you, hey, this is a red flag. Hey, this is a red flag. Hey, this is a red flag. This is how you handle certain situations. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the more we grow, we need to know. You know what I mean? And the more that we grow and know, we're going to find out how dark and rotten this world is. Don't let people gaslight you and bring you down the beanstalk. You done climbed up the beanstalk. You done leveled up, and now you see the world for what it is. And then you allow people to come on in and gaslight you and bring you back down until you're a nice, passive nature and be ignorant all over again like you learned, and now you're about to return back to your own vomit. You know what I'm saying? It's like once you get to a certain level of knowledge, it ain't no going back. It's simply ain't no going back. You know, it may be a thing where let's just say the program, there was some people that just be like, oh, we're sorry. We apologize that we put you through this targeting. We apologize that we put you through this list. We thought you was this, and that. And now we've put ourselves in some stuff. And now we have to prove that, you know what I'm saying, you are this and that, or we get in trouble. You get what I'm saying? So this is why we had to keep it going and keep it going and keep it going. You know what I mean? All right, so now your life is normal again. Boom. Now you can, hey, we got this ticket for you to go on a cruise, man. We want you to go on this Carnival cruise. You know what I'm saying? We want to pay you $5,000 a week for the rest of your life. Yeah, and you get a choice, you know what I mean, to move anywhere that you want. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the benefits, oh, that'd be nice and dandy, but even through after all that, life would be nice. It would be great. Now you know who's part of your targeting and things like that. But it's like all this knowledge and truth that you know is like, are you going to go back to your old life? Now that you don't have to work, you get $5,000 a week. You own to some type of place. They said they was going to end the program, but you know, the program's so intertwined with society where I guess the intentional targeting, it's supposed to stop. But you know what I'm saying? You'll start to see like, wow, intertwined this gang stalking program is. And you're like, oh, wow. So the noise campaign still kind of going on. The, the low vibrational people been doing it. And you so sensitized, you'll still get it, but you'll start to see like certain people try their best not to target you, but it'll still be like targeting in a way. You know what I'm saying? If all that happened and you turn back to your old life with all this knowledge that you know, and you open the door for people for a nation of people that can just activate like this. You open the door, you think you can live a normal life again, you get out here and boom. How? How can you get back to normal living? After all the trauma, after all the experiences, after all the things, even if you go on a vacation or cruise and people just act fake like celebrities, even if people just act like they don't know that you've been targeted, like they'll play, like they'll shout your name, like, oh, I'm pretty sure that I feel good. The fakeness will feel good, but for a period of time, you'll miss the genuineness. You'll miss it. You know what I mean? Just for people, even if people being fake and they're being all cheerful and good and they not doing you no wrong, no type of way, I ain't gonna lie, it may feel good. But for genuine people like genuineness. You know what I'm saying? Everything will start feeling real plastic and fabricated from then. You won't like that lifestyle. So it's even if the gang stalking stop and people just start being fake and act like they just love you and you just, you know what I'm saying, this magnificent person, all of a sudden, like you went from being a menace to society, a monster in society, to now you're just this star figure in people's lives, and you're just admirable in people's lives, and you know what I'm saying, and people just being fake with you. Would you want to live that life? I'm pretty sure you would enjoy that because you get the peace, you don't get sabotaged, you get, you know what I'm saying, the money. Who wouldn't? Maybe it is a lot of people that would enjoy that fakeness. But I guess me personally, you know what I mean, only for a certain period of time. I would miss the genuineness, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just my essence. But people who resonate with what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. Like, you wouldn't want to be around fake people for too long. Fake kicking it. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of tell that they really don't rock with you if they just fake kicking it. Just the fake. You know what I'm saying? Just faking the funk. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? You want people that's genuinely there for you, because in an instance, if the whoever the handlers are, they'll be like, all right, well, we want to turn the gang stalking program right back on this person. Boom, they turn it back on. All those fake people with them fake relationships turn on you, dark, just like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you don't want to give people that power. So the best way is just to be around genuine people. You get what I'm saying? Not saying I wish they would have something like there'd be an end, a finish line for the gang stalking. Like, you know, we go to round table. It's not even like I'm gonna be on some vengeance type stuff. Some Frank Castle, the Punisher, or what's those movies where the people got to get back? You know what I mean? Movies like John Wick. You know what I'm saying? Got to get back. You know, I'm not going to be on that type of mentality. It's like, dang, y'all was responsible for my targeting. It'll just be like a shock, like, oh man, like, you know what I mean? Like, want to talk to them, like, what's going on? Why you feel this way? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, boom, like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do you still have this much hate in your heart for me? Like, what have I done to you so much that make you have this hate in your heart for me, to be so determined, so motivated to want me to be a monster society, to want me to, to destroy me, to break me inside and out, to deteriorate my faith with God, deteriorate my whole essence, destroy me inside and out. Like, what would make you want to be in a program as sophisticated and as dark as this? You know what I'm saying? It just fascinated me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, wow, how many people was a part of this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, all type of questions to ask. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it'd be a little bit of anger, but it'd just be the knowledge, and you know what I'm saying? That'd be the biggest test right there. The biggest maturity test right there. The forgiving heart to be like, hey man, we can just move on from this thing, man. I genuinely just want my peace. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then when you think about it, like how many people probably died behind your targeting that you don't know, behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? How many people, sacrifice, so you don't know how deep this web, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, it ain't my fault. You know what I mean? But in their mind and in their heart, they bitterness, they feel like it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? When it's been bloodshed, not because you've caused the bloodshed, but because of whatever rumor, manipulation, the darkness. When there's bloodshed, man, there's some real loud spiritual contrast going on. People really tied in, they locked in. You know what I'm saying? And you just don't know how deep this rabbit hole goes. You don't know how dark this thing is. You get what I'm saying? But my thing is just like, I don't want the revenge. That's not, at one point in time, you know what I'm saying? Boom, it's like you want to, you get your little get back and stuff like that. But like now, like, man, I just want my peace. I realize like this, the peace, once I seen the multitude, the magnitude, the multitude, the massness of this program, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no such thing as no get back. You get what I'm saying? How can one person go against a nation? What? How? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everybody's involved, but the system. You get what I'm saying? You ain't no way. You get what I'm saying? You just want peace. That's the smartest, that's the wisest move. And when you interact with genuine people, just genuine, you know what I'm saying? It may be people in the program that might admire you. They might look up to you in the shadows, and they've been dying to meet you. They don't know how to approach you. They don't know what to say. They just like, wow, like you really inspire me. I was trying to kill you. I know people that was trying to kill you and destroy you, and you didn't fail none of the tests. You've done things that I didn't know was possible. Like, can I get your autograph type energy? You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to sit down and talk. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, this is the reality that we kind of live in now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like certain people, they don't know that, are you just going to spaz out, just turn into a zombie or something, and just cannibalism, just spaz out on them. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson bite their ear or something. They don't know what you know what I'm saying? So like a lot of people be saying they ain't afraid, but they stick to the safety of the system. They not gonna go out their way. They not gonna go out their way to let you know about this program. It has to be a fear. For that type of respect, it has to be a fear that these people have. There's a real live fear that they will take it to their grave. They ain't gonna tell you nothing. It don't matter how pure hearted the person may seem. They ain't finna let you know nothing about what's going on. You get what I'm saying? The whole mechanism behind it. But the thing is, you can't hold bitterness and misery and hatred in your heart. You get what I'm saying? And you can't be the judge to be like, oh, everybody that's part of it or that know about this program, they gonna go to hell. You not the judge to that. You can't say that they gonna go to hell. You get what I'm saying? You can't say that. You know what I mean? It's just that my mission ain't to bond with everybody. My mission ain't to make everybody happy. My mission is not to please everybody. How please a whole nation? How can you please a whole nation? How can you make a whole nation happy? How can, you know what I'm saying? Super passive like you can't make everybody, there's no such thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just get right with God, get right with Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Connect with genuine people. Let people know about Christ. Let people know about God, about Jesus Christ. You get what I'm saying? Let people know about God. Shine your light. Try to be a good person out here. Try to raise your family, the people that you connect with. Try to hold up that light of love the best way you can. Don't let these folks take away your light of love. Don't let them take away your light of love. If there ain't nobody around you that you love or that you can love on, then you love yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's people out in the cyberspace. There's people out in different corners of the world that feel just like how you feel. That's genuine just like how you is. So don't let this program fool you. Don't let this program, they engineer all these people with these certain type of personality traits. Don't let you think that that's the whole world, because they engineer all these people, or they activated some in these people to have these narcissistic type traits. Not saying everybody is a narcissist, but saying they have the narcissistic traits. And you know what I mean? At some point, everybody has narcissistic traits, but I'm saying these type of personality types. You know what I'm saying? Like how people, you know, be acting. You know what I mean? Gaslight you, all these crazy tactics, just can be real nice but nasty. They seem like, you know what I mean, all they want is for you to be a certain way. You know what I'm saying? They don't respect your free will. They don't expect your mind. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's coming at a positive space in a place, they don't respect it. You know what I'm saying? It's the narcissistic characteristic traits that you're being surrounded by people that want you to fall in line of systematic control. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They want you to be a obedient little puppy, obedient little dog. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? This is what they want. When you're around people like that, society, everybody in the world is not like that. There's people that want you to be a free thinker. There's people that want you to have a relationship with God. There's people that respect your mind. There's people that like your gemstones and your wisdom. There's people that don't have that hatred. They're not jealous of you because you didn't fail none of these gang stalking tactic tests. There's people not jealous that you're still alive, and certain people and they're that they know are not alive. You know what I'm saying? That's how deep the hatred may be. Be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? This person is supposed to be a walking curse. He's still alive, and people around me are just unalive. You know what I'm saying? They might have that hatred in you just because of that, something that you don't have no control over. You get what I'm saying? So it's just family. We just get to a certain level of our targeting where we just have to realize, like, we can't be nice. You know what I mean? We could be good. And I'm like, let me phrase that. Like, we can be nice. You get what I'm saying? We can be kind. We can be nice. But nice in a way where we try to please the world. We try to make everybody happy. There's no such thing. And that nice is not happening. You be kind, you be respectful, but you have that intuition, you have that discernment to know who to open up to and who not. And the best way is like you open up to genuine people. You know what I'm saying? And genuineness can come in an immature or it can come mature. You get what I'm saying? The immature, you just have to kind of keep your distance and know what to drop, and it's just your experience with your wisdom to know how to move and navigate. But when around fake people, you should know how to deal with fake people. You do what you need to do, and you get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? You say what you need to say. You be respectful. You know what I'm saying? But you love fake people from a distance. That will save you. You already repeat the fakeness. You know what I'm saying? You if they immature and they fake, you love them from a distance. But if they mature and they fake, then you correct them. You let them know about themselves. You know what I'm saying? If they believe the same thing you believe, if they say they part of the same body that you part of, then ain't nothing wrong with a little correction and getting a little, you know what I mean, understanding. You get what I'm saying? And things like that. You let them know about themselves, and then you grow from that. In so many ways. You don't just completely cut people off. You know what I'm saying? Because you just sense that they fake. You know what I mean? They have to actually do something, you know, and not just one time. You get what I'm saying? For you get to the point like, oh, I gotta cut this person off. So it's just all about your wisdom, discernment, and just how to navigate through this thing. It's just how you navigate, man. Because many people have the words. There's people that have the words. They know what to say. They know what to say. They have the words. They've been learning since they was kids, you know, what to say to get what they want. You know, certain people just have those words. Certain people learn it at an older age. To have those words to know what to get what they want. It's an ulterior motive. They're playing nice. They're playing fake so that they can get what they want. And once they get what they want, mask comes off. You know what I'm saying? But then you have genuine people that don't probably get what they want, but at least they genuine. At least, you know what I'm saying, you'll know if they really rock with you or they really don't rock with you. You'll know their intentions. You know, there's genuine people that rock with you and there's genuine people that don't rock with you. You rock with the genuine people that rock with you. And y'all come together, you know what I'm saying? And we make the image of God. We show the image of God. You know what I mean? Don't give up of shining that light of love. Regardless of how bitter and how nasty this world try to treat you, try to remind you that you by yourself, you isolated, the world doesn't love you. That's a lie. That's a lie from the depths of hell. That's the lie from the lips of Satan. Don't let the projection whisper these poison toxin in you to make you forget that there's people that's waiting, you know what I mean, for your love. There's people that's waiting for your gemstones and wisdom. There's people that's waiting for your puzzle piece so that they can, so that things can level up. Certain people in this world, we are puzzle pieces. And once we connect with certain other puzzle pieces, things can shift, things can happen, things can level up. You know what I'm saying? And when we feed into this poison and this toxin, you know what I'm saying? We become that missing puzzle piece. But we can be replaced. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Bible mentions, you know, people can be replaced. Even the very elect can be fooled. People can be replaced. You know what I'm saying? We ain't that special. Why be special in God's eyes, but we ain't that special. You know what I'm saying? If you don't answer to your calling, if you really delay and prolong, you can be replaced. And that's just the truth of the thing. So it's just like, we got to wake up, family. You know what I'm saying? We got to love ourselves. We got to know there's people out there in the world that loves us. You know what I'm saying? We got to know, like, this fabricated fake people, you know what I'm saying, that's being engineered in front of us. You know what I mean? That's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. But we don't give up. We still find ways to be genuine, shine God's light, shine God's love, and just level up with the wisdom that we know. You know what I'm saying? Understand what positivity really means. And that does not mean being taken advantage of, being nice. You know what I'm saying? Understand the positivity with the good qualities. You know what I'm saying? Not just the nice qualities. And with that being said, family, peace.